Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I wanted to make a video talking about why we are on the absolute precipice of a massive XRP breakout. So, first I'm going to run through some information and some news that I just wanted to go through and some ideas, and then we're going to come back to this plain XRP chart with nothing on it, and I'm just going to do some of my amateur TA from scratch, keep it super simple, super sweet, and make it very, very clean and obvious as to why I really believe that within the next few months, if at the latest sometime this year, we're going to have a massive breakout from these patterns that is going to lead to all-time highs for XRP and just a move that absolutely no one is really expecting throughout most of the crypto space except for the loyal followers of XRP and Ripple. So first, we'll go to Twitter from Over Underdog. He says, "Will Bitcoin continue to push to all-time highs as credible crypto predicts, or is blockchain backer right, and that this is just a retrace and likely done for this cycle?" So, if you watch blockchain backer, he's had this theory from the bottom. His thesis on the market is that we're just going into a retrace, and it's mostly because he believes that the stock market is topping out, hitting a 4.236 extension, and Bitcoin is just going to retrace here because the stock market is going to collapse soon, and Bitcoin will follow. As you can see, we're at a 702 retracement. He was calling the top here when we hit the 618 on the ETF launch day. Obviously, we've come a little higher than that. We are still in the retrace levels, and this is concerning, right? But then we have Credible Crypto, who's been calling for years now that we're going to have an early blow off top for Bitcoin. We're going to top sometime in the middle of this year, as opposed to the end of next year, as the 4-year cycle people would suggest. And it's kind of these two theories fighting back and forth. Or do we just play out like we always have, and it plays out like a normal 4-year cycle, and we do top at the end of 2025? Uh, but this is really the idea here. So to kind of support what Credible Crypto's been saying, we have here from Tech Dev, don't overcomplicate it. We just got this cross on, I believe this is the stochastic RSI on the 2 month, and also the MACD crossing up, where normally after this happens, we start to go parabolic. So there are a lot of indicators like this that I've seen that show that have flashed before, right before we enter a parabolic phase, that are flashing now. So that leads me to believe that Credible Crypto is right. Obviously, who knows? None of us know anything. We could crash into zero tomorrow. Uh, but on top of that, we'll go through one more thing. We have Google Trends. Here I have crypto search in blue and Bitcoin search in red. My main problem with what blockchain backer has said is that he keeps saying that we're at peak euphoria, we're at YOLO FOMO, like retail entering the market, but that's clearly not the case. If you look at the Google Trends, we're having a bit of a spike up in Bitcoin, but this is where Bitcoin was at the top of the last bull run. And same for the crypto search in blue. We're all the way up here. Crypto hasn't ticked up at all. So there's still almost no retail interest or euphoria or like laser eyes, diamond hands, all this insanity. It really hasn't hit the market yet. Uh, Now, you could still argue that all we're doing is a retrace, but I don't believe that it's valid to argue that we are in extreme retail euphoria, because that's not what we're seeing. The people that have been here are excited because we're finally going back up out of the bear market, but there's no over exuberance within the market, in my opinion. That doesn't mean we can't get a pullback. That doesn't mean we can't go down. But that point in of itself, I believe, stands true that we're not in retail euphoria. All right, so for Maximus Prime, XRP tight in that apex, big move coming soon. Looks like around March 13th or earlier. And he says, don't be surprised if it takes a little bit longer because XRP and XLM are turds and they always like to take a long time. So he's showing a bit of a chart here of a triangle, something similar as to what I will be showing you in a moment. But his apex shows up at, around March 12th, so about midway through March, he would expect the breakout. So news of today is that today's the deadline in the Ripple versus SEC case for remedies related to discovery. Do you think we'll get an announcement? Probably not. Whatever the court proceedings are, they're going to come out as normal, and I don't think it'll really change anything. We're still waiting. Any news that's coming is just going to be, accompanied to give a reason as to why the price ends up moving up, right? And then we had what's circulating today from Brad Garlinghouse. He was on an interview and he mentioned that there's potential for an XRP ETF. He was asked about if they had talks with it, with BlackRock, and I'll play you the little clip right here.
So you would welcome an XRP ETF then?
We would certainly welcome it, and I think it's inevitable that there'll be, multiple ETFs around different tokens. And I think you'll even see ETFs potentially around baskets that also, I think, further diversify that risk.
Are you in talks with the largest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this done?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. And look, we've seen, before the SEC lawsuit, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. I think because of the headwinds of that lawsuit, we've now seen that largely abate. But the long-term view on these things is about, how do you create utility and really solve real-world problems with these different digital assets?
So there you go. What he said at the end there, I think, is what is most important, is about, the real-world utility and solving actual problems. And ETF is cool, but that's not what we're here for. At least me, I'm here for the technology. I'm here for the real-world use case. And the ETF is just kind of a bonus. It gives more market participants more access to have exposure to XRP or whatever asset ends up having an ETF. But that's not the end goal. That's not the point of all of this. Okay, so back to the chart, fresh chart. I'm going to make this super clean, super simple, right? Let's look at our first run back here. We had a big triangle. I'm sure you've seen this 1,000 times. Within this triangle, we had an A, B, C, D, E, and then boom, explosion. Okay. Now what have we been doing here now? Let's move up here. Okay. We're putting in another triangle. Again, guys, these lines don't have to be perfect. It's just the idea, right? It's relatively clean, right? Same thing. We have A, B, C, D, E, and then what? What is next? Now, on top of this, what even gets more interesting is within these E waves, you can often have another contracting triangle in wave E. So if we come down here, we top here for wave D, and then what are we putting in here? Another contracting triangle. A, B, C, D, and where are we coming back down to? Arguably one of the most important lines on this chart, important levels on this chart, right around, mark it like right there, right around 54 cents. Where do we touch down to on this pullback? Right to the midline. We come up for wave D, and then wave E. I could see this taking a little bit longer. That's why I'm not so certain we're all done yet. This could waddle around here for a little. Put in, if we zoom in even farther, we could end up putting in, excuse me, there we go. We could put in on this wave E another triangle, A, B, C, D, E. And then all I know, man, is once this breaks, once this structure breaks, that's it, bro. If we break out, it's going to be one breakout leads to the next breakout, leads to the next breakout. And then what's your measured move of this macro pattern? If you want to go on the conservative side, you could go from here to here. Pull this from the breakout point, like $8 conservatively. If you want to be a moon boy, you say that this is just one big bull flag. You take your flagpole, you move it to the point of breakout. Let's move it right there. I mean, that's crazy, right? 300, that's crazy, but you don't know in this space, man. Anything can happen, right? So let's zoom in a little bit more again. I want to show you another area of interest that I noticed. If we do, where was it? Parallel channel. Okay, perfect. Something like this. I think I had it on the weekly. Yeah, so a little parallel channel, something like this. This is a pretty nice, line that we have here. It's you never need to work in straight lines, right? It's kind of zones. So we come down, support, support, breakdown, resistance, break up, support, breakdown, resistance, resistance, break up, and then it's been support ever since, right here, come down right here, and it's just been holding us up as strong support. So look, I'm no professional, I'm no financial advisor, I'm no TA expert. I always say this is amateur TA, but I've never seen such a clear pattern of, triangle down here, breakout, basically the same exact structure here of making a top, going down, retracing, coming back down, reaccumulating, and then this is the only thing that we haven't done yet is the takeoff. So you tell me, I'm not selling. I won't be scared out of the market. Look, just today, they tried to freak people out. Watch. We had some crazy volatility. In the morning, we came up, touched 43K. Boom, rejected straight down to 50,800. We didn't take these lows at 50,000 like 600. And look at that, we're coming right back up. And we're back over 52,500. We're almost at the highs again. So this market's just been so volatile. It's been so crazy. And I'm here for it, man. I love watching the charts. I love seeing how things progress. I feel like this is the reward that we as holders get for everyone who bought, you know, all their altcoins or Bitcoin or whatever down here in this zone. If you bought down here, you've earned it, dude. Just sit back, relax. You get to stare at the charts all day if you want and watch as the price goes up. That's what we get for buying down here, being smart and being patient. Just enjoy the time, enjoy watching the prices go up. XRP is on the verge of an imminent breakout. Look, H bar yesterday, we had a crazy pump. We broke out a resistance, and now it looks like clear skies to like 20 cents basically. So the market looks great. A lot of altcoins have amazing setups. XRP has an amazing technical setup. We had an accumulation range. We broke out, came back in, broke out again, retested. Now we're bouncing off once again. Break out of this triangle, and it is GG, game over. You're on an island somewhere, training Muay Thai, doing whatever you want for the next 20, 30 years. Don't worry about a thing, right? So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Stay extra bullish for me, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.